Hey, good morning, everybody. Today is Friday, May 13th, 2016. My name is Cliff Backus, and this is your pushbuttonstocktrading.com daily video market review. Let's get started this morning with our Spectrum Analyzer. It's important that we identify where the leadership in the market is. To that end, we use HGSI, High Growth Stock Investors Spectrum Analyzer, to identify market leadership on a daily basis. Yesterday, of the top 100 most powerful stocks in the most powerful industry groups, 23 came from real estate investment trusts. That's quite a lot. 14 from packaged foods. That's also a lot. 4 came from the restaurant industry. 4 from integrated utilities. And rounding out the top 5, defense primes had 4 stocks in the top 100 most powerful stocks in the most powerful industry groups. We've been seeing a lot of defensive primes recently. We've been seeing a lot of restaurants, a lot of packaged foods, and we've been seeing a tremendous amount of real estate investment trust recently. These may be good places to look for strength in this market. Let's see what the Russell 2000 is up to. As you know, I believe the Russell 2000 is the key to the market going forward. And the Russell has established this downtrend, this mini downtrend. Yesterday we came back, we tested the 50-day moving average and held. This is the second test of the 50-day. We tested it right here, and we tested it right here. I don't like the fact that we've tested the 50-day twice in the past week. I think that that portends weakness in the market going forward, and I think that we need to be cautious. That noted, right now the Russell is bracketed by support at its 50-day moving average, which we show in red, and resistance up here in the 1140 range. If we were to undercut the 50-day moving average, the next significant area of support is going to be down here in the 1079 range. Let's see what the NASDAQ Composite's up to. But before we do that, stocks closed mixed yesterday on mixed volume. Trade was heavier on the NASDAQ, giving the NASDAQ its 10th distribution day in a month. That's huge distribution and cause for concern for the bulls. Our distribution count remains stubbornly high, with 10 days in the past month for the NASDAQ and 7 for the S&P 500. The older distribution gets, the less relevant, so we remove days from our count when they're a month old. The S&P's April 15th distribution day will fall off the count on Monday, but the NASDAQ doesn't lose a day from its count until May 18th. Distribution is a concern in this market and may foretell further weakness. That noted, according to investors.com, the current market outlook remains an uptrend under pressure. Meanwhile, our market timing model is on a buy signal for the S&P, while the NASDAQ's on a sell signal. The buy signal on the S&P indicates that conservative traders can buy, but we shouldn't be increasing margin at this point. In fact, we should be completely off of margin at this point. A sell signal on the NASDAQ indicates that aggressive traders should be off margin and can sell short. We should sell any long position that, if sold at current stop levels, would result in a loss. All stops should be at their tightest levels on all positions. Conservative traders may want to hedge their portfolios with contra ETFs, exchange-traded funds. Declining issues edged advancers yesterday. New highs bettered new lows. According to our Ramosi ratio, large capitalization stocks bettered small again yesterday and continue to outperform on a 10-day moving average. The bulls would prefer to see small caps outperform. The market appears to be just struggling to define short-term direction. As long as the S&P and the Russell 2000 continue to respect their 50-day moving averages, the bulls may want to begin to look for long side opportunities. That noted, this is not a safe market for the bulls. Our distribution count is uncomfortably high, and our market timing model on the NASDAQ and unofficially on the Russell 2000 remain on sell signals. So be careful and maintain your stops at their tightest levels. Okay, Yesterday, the NASDAQ Composite was down 23.36 points, or just under 0.5%. We closed at 47.37. Note how we came up. We tested resistance at the 50-day moving average on these 2 days, and evidently we've failed. The NASDAQ closed just under the midpoint of its daily trading range. Trading volume yesterday was higher on the NASDAQ than it was the prior day and was above average. For you followers of William O'Neill, we remain in an uptrend under pressure. We've been in an uptrend since February 18th. We have 10 distribution days on the NASDAQ right now. That's huge distribution. And notice that we have 2 distribution days this week. This distribution is the reason that our uptrend is under pressure. That's a lot of distribution. Right now, the NASDAQ seems to be bracketed by resistance here at its 50-day moving average and support down here in the 45.06 area. According to our market timing model, the NASDAQ is on a sell signal. Let's take a look at the S&P 500. Yesterday, the S&P was down 0.35 points, or 0.02%. We closed at 2064. Notice how the S&P's downtrend is a little bit less steep than the NASDAQ and the Russell 2000. The S&P seems to be acting fairly well here, although we did come back and test our 50-day moving average for the second time in about a week yesterday. That's a bad sign. If the S&P was to undercut that 50-day moving average and close below it, if it was to close below the 50-day moving average, I think that would be a cause for concern for the bulls. Yesterday, trading volume on the S&P was a little bit below the prior day. S&P right now is indicating a market uptrend under pressure. The S&P is bracketed by support down here in the 2044 area, although we have immediate support here at the 50-day moving average, and resistance up here in the 2116 range. Our market timing model on the S&P 500 remains on a buy signal. This is a weak market. We want to be cautious, particularly if the S&P 500 or the Russell 2000 undercut their 50-day moving averages. Be careful and have a great weekend. That's about all I have for today. If you want to talk about any of the stocks mentioned today or any of our market strategies, please feel free to give me a call, drop me an email, or make an appointment. Come by the office, see what we're up to. Contact information is on the home page. Please take a minute to go to our subscription page and subscribe to Push Button Stock Trading. You can also follow us on Twitter at PushButtonStock. Again, my name is Cliff Backus. That's your daily video market review. Have a safe and profitable day. Keep your stops in place, and I will see you again tomorrow. Please stay tuned for our important disclaimers. All the best. Disclaimers. Push Button Stock Trading Video Market Review is produced and edited by Clifford B. Backus. Mr. Backus is a Senior Vice President of Investments, Technical Analyst, Portfolio Manager, and Partner with the investment firm of Ohannes & LaCours Incorporated. Video Market Review is produced solely for the benefit of our clients, friends, and colleagues. Anything written, stolen, and/or plagiarized in this publication is done without malice. Further, the analysis and opinions expressed in this publication are strictly those of the editor and not of Ohannes & LaCours Incorporated, its affiliates, subsidiaries, or any of the officers or employees of Ohannes & LaCours, Inc. On that note, we submit the following. The analysis, calculations, and evaluations presented herein are based on data and assumptions Ohannes & LaCours Incorporated believes to be accurate. Ohannes & LaCours Incorporated makes no representation that such analysis or calculations are accurate or that such valuations represent levels at which actual trades may occur. This report has been prepared from original sources, except where otherwise noted, and data we believe to be reliable. Ohannes & LaCours, Inc. its affiliates and subsidiaries, and/or their officers and employees or their families may from time to time acquire, hold, or sell a position in the securities mentioned herein. Moreover, opinions may differ from one entity to the next. If we are used in connection with the purchase or sale of any security discussed in this report, we may act as principal for our own account or as agent for both the buyer and the seller. Push-button stock trading is dedicated to the education of friends, clients, and paid subscribers. Push-button stock trading is an information service only. The information provided herein is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell stocks of any kind. Push-button stock trading is created to aid subscribers in making informed investment decisions based wholly or in part on technical analysis. It's possible that at this time or some subsequent date, the editors of Push-button stock trading may own, buy, or sell the investments presented. All investors should consult a qualified professional before making any investment. The information provided has been obtained from sources deemed to be reliable, but it is not guaranteed as to the accuracy or completeness. The editors of Push-button stock trading make every effort to provide timely information to subscribers, but cannot guarantee specific delivery times due to factors beyond our control.